Right.
All right. Topic number one.
Okay. Topic number one. Let's actually go back to the beginning of you and I, which was. Do you remember the video? You were out on the Blade, and you put a YouTube video up where I was sat behind you for a bit, and I was trying to get past. Or was it CBR 600? Was it the CBR?
No, I never had a 600. I didn't know if it was the.
It was the black one. That was the
100%.
Yeah. But the point is this. This is where
You got the fire?
yeah, I do, man. Yeah. This is where, as far as my memory goes, this is where you and I met, because I was sat behind you for a bit, and then I noticed you had a camera, and then eventually I got past.
Eventually,
and then
probably a lap later.
Yeah, I think. And then I come over to apologise to you, because I was like, oh yeah, because I went past quite closely, and I was like, oh, dude,
No.
I'm really sorry.
That's not how it went down.
All right, okay, fucking here we go. How was it?
This is how it went down. So, actually, no, that is exactly how it went down. But you gotta hear where I was coming from, right?
Was it a group? Was it?
They might have not had sessions. It might have just been an open day. But the thing is, I wasn't used to getting passed. So motherfuckers would pass me, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the?" And now, if a guy passes me, I'm like, "Okay, I know." But it was so violent for me that I almost took offense, and then I'd come up to be like, "What the? Why the fuck did you pass me like that?" You know what I mean? And then I thought you had passed me earlier. I was like, "Yeah, you passed me," and then you're like, "No," and then I got on your radar. I got on your radar, and then you came up to me. You're all, "Hey, did I pass you?" And because I kind of knew you, I was like, "Actually, no, that pass was okay." And then from that point on, we knew each other. But I was getting, just because I was a novice and I was getting passed by people who were a little bit better than novices, they were passing me like fucking. And now I'm good enough to where I can just leave them, or if they're good enough, they just fucking leave me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was still, it was, Inners is, if people don't know, Inners is like fucking crazy city. Do you go to Inners or do you go to Fast Group?
Fast group. Yeah, so what I found with a couple of years ago, Stuart and I were like, no, we need to move on to the Fast Group, because what we recognised was in the Fast Group, you're up against riders that they've got the experience, so they can get past you and they can get on with their day. And when it comes to breaking into a corner, they're on it, so you don't have to worry about them so much. You just have to worry about yourself. Whereas on Inters, you've got a mixed bag of fast guys and slow guys and intra guys. So you're up against it all. So anytime you're catching up with somebody, or there's somebody there, you don't know whether they're super slow or kind of slow or inter or fast. You don't know what you're dealing with. That's why in the Fast Group, it seems to be a lot less stressful. Because you've got experience. Whereas, and obviously the novice group, I always find the novice group really funny, because it'll be a majority novice, but there's always some really fast guys that are clearly not novices, that are probably there having a great day, just getting past loads of people, but they shouldn't be there.
Or that's the only group that's open, so they're like,
oh yeah, so they go for that. There's always that as well,
which is dangerous, because
yeah, of course it is.
I mean, we could talk about this at a later date, but that's how.
But that's the thing about open days. So we're doing an open day on the 29th, and on an open day you have everything, because you can have a super slow guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, one time there was a guy on it was a BMW RT kind of road bike, and he was quite upright on it. I saw him in the distance, and then the next thing, he was right there. And I was like, shit, is he even moving? Because I caught up with him so quick. It's not that I narrowly avoided him, but I got past him. But I remember being shook up, being like, fucking hell, that happened really quickly, man. And then every time I came up to him, it was the same over and over again. But it was an open day. He's got every right to be there. It's an open day. But that's the things you got to think about.
Well, my first ever track day at Knock Hill was an open day.
Yeah.
And they had asked me, they said, have you ever done a track day? And I lied to them. I've told you the story. And I said, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm from California. We ride by. And it was a total lie. I rode canyons, but I mean, it doesn't compare, right?
Yeah.
So they had.
So how was that experience on the first day?
So they had told me, they said, do you have experience? Oh yeah, I got experience. So I was bullshitting them. They said this open day. So from Knock Hill's point of view, and correct me if I'm wrong, they say open days are for people that have experience.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've definitely needed to have been on that track before,
right?
Yeah.
So
no newbies.
No, so you coming in brand new to an open day is fucking dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely is. But on the flip side, I sold a Ducati V2 to a friend's son who bought it off me last year, and I was super nervous because I was like, listen, I know your dad, Don't hurt yourself. Don't be a dick. Don't be fucking Superman or whatever else. Don't be a hero. Just chill and build yourself up to it, and also get yourself on track because that's really going to help you. And he went up to track for the first time. It was 2 weeks ago, and he texted me and said
2 weeks ago.
Today. Around a couple of weeks ago, he was up at Knockhill.
What color bike?
It's a red Ducati V2.
Okay.
You weren't there. I was up there with him.
Okay.
And so he texted me and said, I'm going up. I was like, well, I'm definitely going to make sure I'm there so I went up with tire warmers and everything.
Was it sessions?
It was 2 hour open.
Late in the day.
Yeah. It was for newbies.
Newbies only.
Yeah. Newbies only.
Was it? It wasn't Neil Mackenzie.
No. It's just a 2 hour evening newbies only. And I did call and ask if I could go on track with them.
Did you go on track?
No, I asked
them.
They
said no.
Were just like, no, it's newbies, which I knew, but I just thought I'd ask.
They said, "No, get the fuck out of here."
But the thing is, he went on, and you know what? Fair play to him. He was doing really well for his first day, for his first time on track, versus my experience first time on track was very different. He actually did. He kept it upright, and he worked that bike.
What happened with you on your first day?
All right, so this is my first day.
How long ago was this?
I'm going to hazard a guess, and I think it was 2007.
Oh, years ago. 15 years ago.
Yeah. So what it was, I bought my K4 Gixxer 600. I bought it brand new from Alan Duffus in Edinburgh, and friends of mine were working there, and they
this
looked
yellow
after
one.
Me. Yeah, the yellow one. They looked after me. It was perfect. At the time, because I just passed my test, and I had like a $2.5 grand budget to buy a Kawasaki 636. And they offered me a brand new bike for basically £5,200, which is cheap. And I tapped up my dad, and I was just like, Dad, sort me out. And he was like, okay, I'll help you out. It was really good of him.
If only it was an investment, because only if you'd have known this was going to happen,
I don't know how he sees it. So anyway, I bought it in 2004, and then I didn't put it on the road until the season started in 2005. So I had that year experience, and I rode it through the winter that year, and then the following summer. And I think it was about 2007. One of my neighbours at the time, my mum's neighbour, a guy called Brian, he'd said, I've been out with him a few times. He was showing me building my confidence up, and he said, right, there's a track day. It was let's go and do it. And I was like, yeah, let's go and do it. I'm up for it. And I was obviously in the novice section, so super nervous. And we're there. I rode up that day, and
you rode the bike up.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a total contrast. It's a total contrast to how things work. And so I rode the bike up, and me and Brian went up together, and basically novices.
You and your neighbour went up together.
Yeah, went up together. So basically novices. So you know how novices goes out behind the track car for 2 laps, and the track car goes in, and then you're out there. So dickhead me was at the front of the pack, and I sat behind the lap car for 2 laps. So we did our 2 laps, and then second lap, the lap car goes, pits in, and I beast it down the straight. Now, when I say I beast it, right, I probably wasn't going that quick, but for me, in my experience level at that time, I was beasting it.
Oh, no.
And then I came up to Duffus, and I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. So I was brake, panic, and then, straight off into the gravel. But I'm tall, so I basically planted my 2 feet down, and I was like, I'm not dropping this bike. And I managed to stop it before the barriers, and that was it. I stayed there for the rest of the session, and then the truck came and picked me up and then brought me in, basically. And
Brian, you went that far?
Oh yeah, no, I just
to the wall.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I didn't go up to the wall on the bike, but basically I had to go up to the wall because the session was still live. So I had to go up to the wall until the session was over, and the van came and picked me up or whatever.
Oh, you didn't even go back on track?
No, I didn't go back on track. I shit myself. Now, the thing is, I actually can't remember if I just called it a day then, or if I did go back on track. And I don't think I did. I think I called it a day. I think I'd shit myself and just went, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm fucking... I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember if that's what happened. My memory is fucking terrible. Some things is terrible. Some things amazing. But that is terrible. So that was, from what I can remember, that was my day. Following from that, I probably went back out the year after.
So you didn't go on for the rest of the year? It was an entire year?
Okay. I don't think so. I think, to be honest with you, I don't think I went back on track. I remember in 2009, so my yellow Gixxer, I sold it in 2008.
Oh.
On it was fucking hilarious because I literally interviewed 5 people that were interested in buying my bike, and I wanted to sell it to somebody I knew was going to look after it. and it meant a lot to me. And honestly, I chose this guy called Craig, who I'm still in touch with, a really good guy actually. He came from way down in Folkestone, came up in his van on a Saturday morning, and honestly, man, like when he loaded it into the van, I started crying. I had to go to the toilet. My brother came up to me, was just like, "You should have told me. Like, I would have given you the money for it." And the reason I was selling it is because I was doing this charity drive to Mongolia, and I needed the money to
fund that.
Yeah, to fund that. And I'd said basically the deal was that if you ever sell it, I get first refusal. So 2008 did that. 2009 I got in touch with him, and or 2010 I got in touch with him, and I said, my mate Stuart was, he was encouraging me to do this. I said, look, I would like to buy the bike back. I'll give you what you paid for it. And his reply was that I'm not ready to sell it yet. But I remember, I think it was in 2011, I was sitting at a friend's wedding, and I got a text from him saying, dude, I'm now ready to sell it. And he was really good, man. He just said, look, the market value is this much. I don't want you to pay what you paid, like what I paid, so just give me this. Got it done. Literally phoned him up straight away. And I was like, Craig, thank you so much.
You got it sent.
Absolute legend. Got it paid, and I had it sent up the road. And that was it. So I was happy as Larry about it. But anyways, so I definitely did quite a few track days with it then, but once it came back. But in 2009, me and Stuart had, we still have a GSXR 600 K1 that his wife used to own. And I used that on track in Mallory Park.
Old.
Oh yeah, 2001.
With the two holes in the front.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah, that's the one. And I used that in Mallory Park, and I had a fucking great day. At Mallory Park.
Is that carbureted?
No, it's injected. It was the first of the injected.
Oh, okay.
I had a great day at Mallory Park, and that basically gave me the buzz for it at that point. And I was slow. I was still slow to do not kill. I don't actually think. I think Stuart and I dedicated all our riding to basically up and down the A7 at 6 o'clock in the morning at the weekend. I think it was like 2019 we started going proper hardcore with Not Kill. That's when we started really getting on to Not Kill, because it's like our local track and it was easy to get to. But like I say, it's quite a contrast, because now we've all got vans and we've got tyre warmers and our paddock stands, and if we go up with our fuel, we're all organised and like it's all set up.
Which is a great, actually, to be honest, we probably both need to write this down about helping people get ready for their track day.
Oh, yeah.
Know, like I think this is a great, because actually there's another guy, James, if you're watching this video, he was asking me about, I don't know, I'm thinking about getting paddock stands and tire warmers, but I only have road tires. I'm like, but in his head, I don't know what he's thinking, but he must think, it's only road tires and it's not slick. So I was like, no, you get those tires up to temp, no matter if they're...
James, look at it this way. The first time I used tire warmers was I think it was in 2021. And this is how it happened. I'd seen guys up on track with tire warmers, and I just thought, you know what, they're the pros, they know what they're doing. And it was a kind of hobby thing for me. And I think it was in 2021, I was going up to Knockhill on my own. Stuart couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Stuart couldn't make it, and James or Donald or whatever, they weren't able to make it. And at the time... so I was going up on my own, and I think I put a post up. Yeah, so I didn't have my van at the time, so I was going to ride up. So I put a post up saying on the Trackday Addicts Scotland page, basically saying, is anybody going to be on track this day, and would it be possible if I can drop off a fuel tank, and you can take it there so I can use it and I'll get off you afterwards. And a guy called Jamie responded, who I'd seen up at
Jamie
track.
who?
I can't remember his surname. McLennan, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And he responded and said, yeah, dude, I can help you out. He actually said, I'm actually not going that day. He'd broken his arm testing one of his race bikes. And he said, I'm not going up that day, but I'll come in, I'll meet you in the morning, I'll leave you a fuel tank, and I'll bring paddock stands and my tire warmers. And I was like, oh, dude, you don't have to, like, don't worry about it. And he was like, no, it's cool, I'm going to do that. And honestly, amazing, total legend for doing that. It was great. So that morning... got to Knockhill, set the bike up with tire warmers. First time I used tire warmers, and he showed me how to use it. He was just like, "Cool, I'm going to leave you to it, and I'll get it off you later on." I was like, "Great."
Wow, he just let you.
Yeah, it was great. It was honestly fantastic. That's how humans should function, man.
100%.
And so he left it all set up and all the rest of it. He went back to work, and basically my first session, took the tire warmers off, hit the first corner, and straight away I was like, "Fucking hell,
can never go back."
Yeah, that's it. So basically, I had an amazing day that day, just chilling. I was on my own. I don't have my mates with me, so I was just kind of like zeroed in and just what I was doing. And at the end of the day, packed it all up. He came in, picked it all up, whatever, and went home, told Stuart, I was just like, Stuart, we're getting tire warmers. And we did. We got tire warmers. And it's the best thing ever. It is absolutely the best thing ever. Is it worth doing? 100%. Have you got road tires? Doesn't matter. Get it done. Still worth doing it.
I'm gonna go off topic, but it comes to how I got educated on tire warmers. In my opinion, I just rocked up and I'm like, you don't need tire warmers because you can just heat your tires up on track.
Yeah, you could do a couple of laps. Or...
But then I don't remember how that was educated to me that that's not smart. I mean, even if you have tire warmers that get your tires up to 50% of the heat, that's still safer. So that at least by lap 2, versus waiting to lap 4. You know what I mean? And I think I must bought that stand is the cheapest Amazon stand. I need to get me. Actually, what brand of stands do you have? Because I need to upgrade.
So I've got Constans for the Ducati Constans and the Ducati stand. For the Ducati I no longer own, but I will hopefully buy back.
I'll take your stands. No, actually, no.
And I'll do if you want them. You help yourself. But for the Gixxer, I don't even know what they are actually. But the thing is, I've actually kept the side stand on my Gixxer. In fact, it was already on anyway. I mean, it's a proper track bike.
Oh, you kept it? Yeah.
But the stand's on it.
For me, and I actually probably should have documented this entire thing when I was brand new to the track. The difficult thing for me, it's kind of like riding on the road too, is that my mind was so blown that I like when I go to the mountain at Cadwell, I'll be calm enough to go, this is the mountain.
So this is the first time you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This I'll have my wits with me, so I'll be like, okay, this is. But when I was at Knock Hill for the first year, I was fucking beside myself. I was like scared out of my mind.
Yeah.
And then even when I was chasing you, like you were faster than me, and I'm like, how is this guy leaving me? And the reason it is because you're not really bothered. You've done it so many times, and now I'm roughly to that stage. You know what I mean?
Dude, I think, you're definitely quicker than I am. I sit at a safe, comfortable pace for me. I don't really push it.
I actually, to be honest, I don't think I've been on track with you for well over a year.
Because it was when I had the SP2. That was the last time we were on track together.
And
I sold that July last year.
July, I might have not have been on track with you at least last year, maybe a year and a half, 2020.
No. It was because there's footage of you in the V4S and me in the SP2
in 2020. Oh yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I bought that in April and used it for 2 months. Then I flew to Pakistan. Whilst I was in Pakistan, somebody bought it. And I was in Pakistan in July.
It's funny too because your SP2 versus your Gixxer versus my V4S versus that versus my Fireblade. It's apples to oranges. Apples to oranges to bananas.
Yeah, what I do find is that so when I had my 2018 V4S, I loved that bike. It's fucking raucous as fuck. The one you've got now is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
truly. Harder suspension. The engine tune is ridiculous. It's perfect. It actually genuinely makes you feel alive when you ride it, and you feel grateful when you finish riding it because you're like, I'm still alive. It is genuinely that kind of bike. But when I got the SP2, it was so much softer. I mean, fair enough. But the thing is, it's softer. The suspension's softer. The engine map they softened out because people complained about it. But the suspension spring's been softer than the SP2. The reason the 2018 bike worked for me is because I'm a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I'm really heavy.
Yeah.
So that worked for me. But the biggest thing was the engine map. It was just softened out and it was easier to ride. I don't want an easier to ride bike. I just want to fucking feel alive. But then what I will say is my Gixxer Thau K5, the thing is, it's a very tricked out bike. It's got carbon wheels. It's like very fancy pants. It's awesome. When I sold my V4S, the 2018 bike, I went back to that on track. I was like, fucking hell, this is like
same.
It's the same.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
Fucking same.
Nice.
And when I sold the SP2, I went back to that, and I was just like, fucking hell. It's just like actually when I sold the SP2, I went back to the Gixxer. I actually appreciated the Gixxer so much more.
This R1 is. I hate it on track, and I.
Why is that though?
I keep putting money and more trick and more trick.
What is it you hate about it?
I was at Croft a month ago, and I started off at Croft with the Fireblade, and just learned the track, and then I got on with the with that thing, and it was good. It was good. I was learning the track. I was fighting a lot of people. It was real fun, fucking adrenaline, and then I took that fucking Ducati out. Holy shit. Holy shit. Not only did I look like fucking Valentino Rossi with the Marlboro, like I was fucking passing people. Holy shit, that thing! I was the king of inners. You know what I mean?
Do you think you take liberties with the Ducati versus
maybe I know the power on that thing. This thing is 180 to the wheel on the dyno.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, and it's more than that. And I don't. Maybe it is even more. I know the electronics are like the hand of God that are just like lean.
Yeah. Well,
brake.
My 2018.
My buddy's son. When I passed him, he says your rear end was all over the fucking place.
I'm telling you, when my 2018, the first day I was on track with my 2018 bike, I came through. What's that right-hander? Is it Clark's that goes into the left? The back straight.
Oh, the back straight. Yeah.
You know, you go through the right-hander. I think it's called Clark's, and then you hook it left.
Yeah, same spot for me.
Power.
Yeah.
I felt the back come out.
Yeah.
But it did not make me feel uncomfortable or no fear whatsoever.
The hand of Ducati just comes and says,
it was just like, no, this is cool.
Yep.
We're all right. We're all right on the power. Came into the pits, and the guy next to me, he came up to me, and was just like, I was behind you, and you left a big fat black mark behind you. I was loving it, because it's a new bike to me. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. And then, but the thing is, I was instantly like, you know what, man, that is amazing. That's made my day. However, the bike did that. I didn't do shit.
No, this bike can't do it, and I keep throwing money at this bike so that one day maybe it can.
Yeah, but then it's a different bike though, isn't it? Because the way that Ducati delivers power, and the way that on the Ducati the riding position, the wider bars, when you put all that together, it's a very different bike to this.
So when I was at Croft, I was trying to like what gear should I be in
on the 29th at the open pit day. If this is ready, I'm gonna have a shot of it.
Wanna?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So I was trying to decide what gear. Yeah, Rupee?
No, I've got him. He's good.
I was trying to decide what gear. Should I be in second? Should I be in third? I got to a point where I was literally in fourth the entire track. It didn't matter.
On torque, the R1?
On that.
Oh, yeah.
Like torque, fucking horsepower. Like that bike is so stupid. And I don't think I'll ever get rid of that bike. But sometimes I don't even want to ride it.
Dude, I'm trying to buy my... I was this close to buying my...
You keep saying that. Are you going to get it back?
Do you know what it is, man? Ultimately, it's the finances. So realistically, if I want to get it back, I'm going to have to get a loan to do it. And the thing is, I can't do loans because I don't do interest. So, that's where I'm at, basically.
That's why for this bike and the Fireblade, I will dump it. I don't give a fuck. But that bike, and it's stock mufflers. So if I go to any track, DB level, it's good. But it's the fastest bike on the track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. I know it, man. I know it. I fucking know it.
Like there's guys that are really good on 600s or whatnot, and they'll give to me the twisties. But now when that straight comes,
okay. But that's the other question. Have you ridden a 600 on track?
No.
Okay, so here's a good one for you. Going back to probably no.
Hold your thought.
Okay.
You were saying 2007. Okay, 600 cc. All right, go for it.
So, after riding 1,000 cc's or the V4S or whatever else on track and whatever else, about 2 or 3 years ago, there's a Pakistani guy I know from Edinburgh. He's got a nice collection of bikes, quite a varied collection of bikes, and I popped down.
What's his name?
I want to say Shoaib.
No, because I sold my Ducati to a Pakistani dude in Edinburgh who owned hotels actually.
Oh, that's him. That's got to be him. What Ducati was it?
S2R 1000.
It could
Monster.
be him. It could be him.
And I love that bike.
Yeah, it could be him.
Do you still know him?
Yeah. I just can't remember his name right now, man. I've got a terrible memory.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, he's got a collection of bikes. He knew I was going on track, and he was asking me about it. And I said to him, like, if you ever want to come up sometime, let me know. And he did. So there was a day coming up. It was sessions. Stuart and I were on advanced, and he got into novice. So he's got a GSX-R 600 K4 anniversary, K5 anniversary. So it's the same as my yellow bike, but it's a blue and white anniversary colour. And mint bike. It was mint. So that day, he rode it up. Me and Stuart went up in the van, and we took like fuel and stuff for him or whatever else. We met him up at Knockhill, set him up, and he's feeling a bit nervous and whatnot. It's the first time on track, and I was saying to him, don't worry about it. Yeah, just go around like Miss Daisy. Just get to understand the corners.
Is he a smaller guy?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
And it was fine. So like, he was nervous, but then he was getting excited and stuff and all the rest of it. So novices are going out. Usual car does 2 laps and then it comes in, yeah. So you know what happened to me?
What year is this? What year is this?
This is like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. You remember what happened to me when I came off on my 600 the first time on Knockhill?
Yeah.
When I was saying that I came off track.
Yeah.
At Duffus.
Same thing.
Exactly the same
Oh
thing.
my God.
Unfortunately, when he hit the gravel, he dropped it on the right side. Yeah, he hurt his shoulder. So basically, they took him to the hospital in Perth, and he left his bike. So made sure he was all right, and just like I was gutted for him. Alan at Knockhill came over. Alan Brunton came over and was also saying like, you know what, that's such a shame because it's his first time, and he was saying himself, he was like, please encourage him to come back. I was like, of course I'm going to do that. And was it Dennis, one or the other? But anyways, he went off to hospital, and his bike was left, and we said, don't worry about it, we'll take your bike back in the van. And he went off the hospital, and he was all right. He was fine, all good. We continued our day. Halfway through the day, I started having suspension issues on my bike. Actually, maybe it was 2020. But anyway, and it's because somebody had been playing with my suspension forks. The suspension that I've got, WP suspension on my Gixxer, I'm not technical, but they're not conventional. They're different. They're very different. And one leg does one thing, one does the other thing, whatever. And somebody had messed about with it. And somebody that should have known better messed about with it. So I went straight
at
to
Knockhill.
Yeah, no. This is someone else.
Okay.
A great story behind this as well, though. But anyways, I went to.
This is all great for people to learn because, yeah,
we'll come back to it at some point. We'll do a story time.
I need to, because I got a forks issue right now. I got Olin's on
Have
these.
you?
Yeah, I got.
Who's going to look after it though? Are you looking for someone?
This is a great topic to talk about in the future. I got to write that down. But anyways, look, somebody fucked with your suspension.
We're going to talk about that.
Because nobody knows how to. These are fucking £3,000, probably $4,000.
Eddie Stone could do that. There's lots of people that could do that.
So I got it dialed now, but getting to that point, I'd bring it to places, and I was like, all right, what do I do? And they're like, oh fuck, I don't even know. That's some trick shit. You know?
No. Is that standard? or it's not standard?
That's fucking expensive shit.
Right. Okay.
These are brand new Olins.
Right. Okay.
Actually, look at the box.
Oh. Okay. Case, is it from Case Suspension? We'll work it out.
Those are fucking.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. Let me give you the part
definitely
number.
work that out.
Part number. FGRT 219.
Somebody Google that. What was I saying?
So your suspension was fucked up after the guy dumped it.
So I get Eddie Stone. He was up at Knockhill at that time. He had a unit up there. So I chucked it into Eddie, and Eddie's like, "Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out." In fact, usually Eddie, you rock up, and he's just like, "Fuck it now. I'm stressed." And then he's like, "Don't worry, we'll get it fixed. It's all good." So I left it to Eddie, and then I went back to the pits, and that Gixxer 600 sitting there. It's got just a little bit of damage, but perfectly rideable. And I was looking at it, so I called him up. I was just like, "Listen, man, do you mind if I use your bike for a couple of sessions because mine's is away?" And he's like, "Yeah, go for it. It's all good." He was, really good of him, trusting. So my mate Stuart's laughing at me, and I said to him, "I was like, if I break it, I'll fix it." Any more than what you've already broken it. And Stuart's laughing at me. So I jump on this bike and I go out, and mate, I was having a fucking blast. This is why I'm looking forward to getting my 600 ready and getting it on track, because I was absolutely loving it. On the straight, of course, all the big power bikes are getting past you, but seeing the corners, man, I was catching up. I was getting through them, and I was loving it. I was absolutely. The other thing about 600s is that it's because your rev range is right up there. If you feel like you're tearing the arse out of it every fucking time, and you feel heroic. You feel like a fucking racer, man.
So you were talking to me about 600cc bikes at Knockhill, right? Okay, so this is a big old long story that has to do with me first riding, and then also when I first had my V4S on track. Sam Monroe, if you're watching this, which he wanted me to sponsor him when it came to the States. I'm not sponsoring you in this country, but in the States I will. He passed me in a CB500 on my fucking.
Oh yeah.
Passed and he
in the corner,
but he passed me so fucking tight. I got offended. I was like, "Fuck this shit!" So I rode by him, and if I'd have known better, I thought he passed me like that because he was just being a dick. That's the only way those bikes can pass you. So a 600 on track, in the grand scheme, the BSB dudes are a second slower. If I had a 600 at Knockhill, I'd be faster. At Cartagena, Rory Skinner, I don't know what the story was, and I'm probably way wrong, but he was on his BMW fucking factory bike, right?
Yeah.
Or satellite bike, whatever. He was BSB bike. And then one of the dudes, Oliver Barr, he was faster than Rory. So what did Rory do? Hopped on his R6. and then blew his doors off. You know what I mean? So if you're talking to me about a 600 at Knock Hill, I'm going to tell you right now, for me, I'll probably be faster. Yep.
Okay, so at Knock Hill, it's a short track, and we've got quite. It's a short technical track and series of corners. You know, the thing about Knock Hill is you never really have a moment just to kind of relax into your bike, because you're always moving ready for
a
the
little
next
bit on
corner.
the straight, but not really. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit on the straight, because even the straight's not a straight, and you're kind of coming out wide and you come back in, and you've got to watch the front wheel coming up and whatever else. But on a track like Cartagena, surely 1,000, because it's such a...
Have you been there?
I've not, but it's such a, just from what I understand of it, it's such a bigger,
not much bigger than
track.
Knock Hill.
Is it not?
No, not really.
No way.
Yeah. Yep. It's actually just a practice track. There's no real races there. I mean, I could be wrong. People watching this, but I mean, like they got goats. They got goat herders right outside the door. At Knock Hill, you're not allowed to have your dog. They have goat herders outside Cartagena. I'm fucking serious. I got it on video.
Yeah, I was offended when I could take Randolph up.
No, like, but
I've got
no, this that's a 600 track.
Okay.
The only reason I have 1000s is because of my ego, and if I probably could have gone back and now I have the bikes. My friends go, "Oh, you should sell the bikes." I'm like, I don't want to sell the bikes at this point because I'm gonna take a loss. I'd rather just keep them and ride them as best as I can.
Get a 600.
Yeah, I mean,
my 600 is going to be ready in about a month, and like I said, on the way here, I went to the paint shop. The paint's all good. Got to put it back together, and
you're gonna have so much fun.
Well, you've got a month to get a 600, and 600s aren't expensive. If you can be bothered, apparently the new ZX 600 is meant to be an absolute.
Is it a 636
weapon.
or is it 600?
I don't actually know. But also that that Honda just released that new CBR 600 RR for $10,500.
I saw it in the States, and I because I want to get a bike for the States, which is another topic. Öhlins, we got to talk about Öhlins, and then I'm gonna buy me a track bike in the States, which FYI, motherfucker. I want to break into the States.
And listen, I don't care. You can do whatever you want over there, but over here,
yeah. Well, I want a 600. Well, no, I can't, bro. I got nowhere to put bikes.
Are you fucking joking me, man?
Where I'm out of space
to build another hut. You got to look at all the land that's here.
What's the next? Okay, so let me go back in time.
Just to put it into context, my house is the size of this. Garage.
Let me go back in time. Let me tell you back in, because you said you started riding. You went to Knock Hill at 2007.
Yeah,
and I was kind of like, when I first got out of the military in 2006. I got another job selling motorcycles in the Bay Area, and my friends took me to the canyons, hills in California, right? So they're fast as fuck for what I thought was fast on the canyons.
What were you riding at the time?
I was riding a 2004 R6, which is just after the carbureted ones, before the current ones. Which is a good bike. Not the best bike for the track, but a good bike. A good bike for a newcomer, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and these guys were on like 959. What was the Honda leader bike? Not the leader bike Honda, and then my other buddy had an R1. So I remember like these guys were really fast. Well, we hit a fucking stop sign. And they were waiting for everybody. And then I said, I'm going to get in front of these motherfuckers. So I got in front of them on my fucking 600. And I could hear them. So I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm not going to let these fuckers pass me. I'm going to do everything in my fucking power not to let these guys. And the cars are fucking coming at me. And rocks are over here. And trees are over there. And I can hear them. And it was the most exciting thing I've ever done with the clothes on. And just fucking full tilt, holy shit! And I could hear the motherfuckers behind me, and then I fucking almost lost my life. The tire came out from underneath me, and then I was like you at Knock Hill. I was like, fuck this, And then it was kind of, I did that a few times. I actually lost a few friends, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, we would go out on the canyons, and it's fun, but it's so dangerous. And then that's why when my wife, when we came out here, she's like, like we made a few agreements, and she's like, you know what, we'll move by this track Knock Hill because I know you've always wanted to. It's a rough story, but she's like, I know you've always wanted to do track days. Yeah. So we went to Knock Hill and started off with the Monster, which fucking sucked.
That's the one you sold to the boy in Edinburgh.
Yeah, air cooled Monster at Knock Hill on an open day, right? Fucking all the fast guys like, get this fucker out of here. But from then on out, I was making friends with guys that knew how to ride bikes, guys that were teaching me how to do this, made friends with Bob Grant. But now it's funny too, I almost became so good that a lot of those friendships were like, they're like, you think you're better than us? And I'm like, I'm just, I started getting pretty good. And I think because I was at Knoxville every week.
Is that because,
and they couldn't be there.
Yeah, but also is it because of, I don't know, your banter might have changed, or like you're getting more confident with it, and
it's funny because actually here you go. I actually lost a few friends because of this inability to understand Scottish banter.
Yeah, well, no, but it's vice versa. It's your inability to understand Scottish banter, or it could be their inability to understand American banter.
Yeah, and they would do a few things, and I'm like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, to me, they would do stuff, and I'm like, friendship over. You know what I mean? And then I could tell they were like, that's just how we banter.
But also, looking back at that now, where you understand the banter a lot more, do you think you deal with it better?
I protect myself a little bit better. I don't let myself get too close because and sometimes they want to get close to you and they want to figure you out, and then they almost want to self-sabotage, but that's just their way. They almost sabotage one another, versus like you and I right now, we're not sabotaging. At least I don't think you are. There's an opportunity for you to sabotage me at a later date, or me vice versa. But if we just keep building off one another, this will get pretty big, and that's kind of my hope. And that's not
but
how.
Why can't you just have it where there's no sabotage, where it's just basically keeping it simple? Like we share a passion for automobiles, and that's where it's at.
No big deal.
I think you need to make peace with these people.
I did.
Oh, good.
We went to Cartagena with them. Bought them dinner.
Right. Okay.
Bought them dinner. But now we're in the neutral, because these guys are still like real fast dudes. Some of them I don't. So some of them race. It's just the culture difference. You know what I mean? It's just the culture difference.
Just keep it simple, man.
Yeah, but now I'm at arm's length.
You know what's difficult about Knock Hill? I mean, it's not Knock Hill in particular, but it's that environment where ego takes over, and for everybody, and
could be. And you know what? When I first came up to you, big motherfucker, like you could have been that way, but you were like, you kind of sized me up and looked me up, and you're like, this guy, he could be a good friend to have. You know what I mean? And it seemed like a lot of people did the same thing. I don't know what direction I'm going with this. Maybe probably change subjects, but I'm learning who's my friends and who's not, and what type of friends I want to be with. Like the hardcore racer guys, I don't know if I want them to be my friends, because my goal, seriously, is to go to Europe, do track days, all the track days in this country.
Yeah, but they look at it this way. So, the hardcore racer guys, they're out there and they're fucking quick. And quite often I see them teamed up together, and they're having a great time with their pals. And they are having a great time. I watch that. It's admirable. It really is. But you kind of like, that's them doing their thing. I'm just in there. I'm just getting in their way. That's how I always feel about it.
When I went to Cartagena, we had half Scottish, half Irish dudes, and I've never told this story on the internet. Have I ever told you the story?
Nah.
I have a question for you, and this question is for the internet as well. If you get a Scottish dude and you get an Irish dude drinking, who's the one? Like, how do you think it's going to play out? Number one, who do you think can handle their liquor, and how do you think it's going to play out? Because here I am in the American, I'm in the middle, and they're huggy, and now I'm sitting in the middle, Irish, Scottish, and there's a shitload of Scottish and a shitload of Irish. So how do you think it went down?
Who can outdrink the other?
Yeah, basically.
I feel like the Scottish can handle the drink better than the Irish.
Right before the track day, and these fucker, and then the Scottish guy woke up fresh, and the Irish guy came downstairs and he's like, "Fuck, dude, I don't know if I can go on track today." And it was an eye opener for me. Fucking Cartagena was holy shit.
You know what it is? You're on holiday. You're in sunshine. You've got your bikes. You've got your mates. You're just like, fuck it.
And it was the racers. It was Rory Skinner. It was the guys versus Rory Skinner. BSB dudes. And my friends in America, they're like, "Oh, who are you on track with?" And I'm like, fucking like the guys that are fast as fuck. And
was it 3 days on track?
3 days on track. And there are some Moto 2 guys out there. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, these are the fastest guys in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least in Europe, which is the world,
Was it exhausting?
It was, bro. It was absolutely exhausting, but it was nothing but a learning experience for me. And a lot of people were getting really faster times than me. In fact, there was a guy that was blowing my doors off at Cartagena, and then he came to Knock Hill, and then, you know, I know Knock Hill like the back of my hand now. So he's like, "Fuck, you were really fast. You weren't that fast at fucking Cartagena." And I'm like, "I know. I was spent in every regard, you know." Now I actually have a track day to Spain, Almeria. I'm going to Spain in October. And I'm going with a bunch of Newcastle dudes. I'm flying from Newcastle.
Including that dude?
No, these are Newcastle fuckers now, which FYI, the Newcastle guy that you almost picked a fight with, I saw him. And these guys are almost kind of connected.
Yeah.
Right? Which,
yeah.
It's funny because I go to Croft and the guys from Knock Hill there, and they're like, even my friends like, "Fuck, you know everybody." I'm like, "Fuck, north of Croft, I know all the fucking racers." You know what I mean? But it's just because I'm American. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Or a lot of guys keep to themselves. A lot of Scottish dudes, a lot of British dudes keep to themselves. Well, for me, they're like, "It's the American guy. You know, bring him into the group." Because if the fucking internet doesn't know this guy, you did you cut me off midway. You did
That'll be good. See if you
no,
considering that you donated towards it.
No, yeah, I did. Well, so I walked by the foundation, the cancer foundation. I walked by and they're at a horse show, and the girl says, "Hey, how's it going?" And I
You're like,
"Hey,
I've already donated.
No, I've already donated to you. You know, I've 50 pounds. I don't remember how much I donated.
Actually,
I actually donated in dollars, so I don't know what it came to, and I did it from the States, and I did it with my American card.
Oh,
so
you were in the States at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I was watching you, and you did it, and I was like. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, what the fuck is he here doing? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to donate to him because I want him to be successful at whatever the heck he's doing, which I still.
So what was it I did?
You rode from England up. But how did you get to England?
So it was the crux of it was that we went from, you had to go from Land's End to John O'Groats.
Which a lot of these viewers are American, so you went from the south of England.
Yeah, the very bottom of England to the very tip of Scotland. And you had to do it in a day without using motorways. It had to be A roads and B roads, so like twisty roads all the way.
Non-highway roads.
Yeah, so yeah, that. And the budget for your bike was 600 quid. And I bought a 1999 Suzuki SV650 in yellow for 600 quid on the button. It was advertised for originally 1,700, then 1,200, and I basically called the guy and said, "Look, your bike's been off the road for years. My budget's 600 quid. I'll buy it off you, and then you can move on." And he agreed to it. Anyway, when I went to pick it up, it was a lot worse than the photos. Anyway,
because that was the majority of your videos is trying to get.
And do you know what? That was that was actually, there was so much joy in buying this bike and making it roadworthy and making it safe and making sure, because you know what, you're pulling in donations from friends and family. So it became super, super paramount, really important that you had to make it. You make sure you did everything you could to make it work.
Which one is you? Maybe.
Oh, hang on. That's it.
So here, and we'll play this in the background as you're doing this. This is the funnest part, and I was watching you. The funnest part about this, what it seemed to be for me, was actually learning.
Yeah.
The bike.
Yeah.
It was. You know, and you sold it, but I mean, how much knowledge do you think you gained from that?
Loads. So before this, I mean, when it comes to servicing and wheels on, wheels off, and doing brakes and stuff, that I was doing that already for track bikes. But this one took it a lot further because it was basically working with the suspension, and also I had a fuel leak, and then it was taking the petcock valve off and getting the seal kit and doing it's a really simple job, but I hadn't ever done it before. So it was that, and then electrical issues. There were so many electrical issues. It was working with that. Now I have to give credit to my mate Stuart, because at the beginning Stuart helped me massively with this bike. This is me talking about the fuel leak. No, this is me talking about the spark plugs, because basically it was running fine and then suddenly it wasn't. So then it was like, right, let's get the spark plugs out. It's something I hadn't done. And the spark plug at the front of the engine behind the front wheel was absolutely caked in crud. So it was definitely needing doing. But yeah, the process of actually prepping the bike was so much fun. And actually what I loved about it so much was because I'd lived in town for so many years in flats, that now I've got a driveway with a garage. So on a sunny day, I just rolled the bike out and just sit there and just, oh yeah, there's a spark plug.
But You know what? One thing actually, I'm so proud of you here. The one thing I was proud that you were doing is you were tackling this at the same time. It's not just you working on the bike. You're doing 3, maybe 4 things. You're recording it. You're fixing the bike. You're getting it prepped for an event that you're doing. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's an endeavor, you know?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but actually, I mean, it was straightforward because I would basically sit and tinker on the bike. And the first video we did, I asked Amber, Tara's daughter, to come out, and I was like, "Can you film this for me?" And she came out and she filmed it. Second time I asked Tara to do it. It was quite a funny video actually because a wasp started attacking her. But we just kept the video rolling because it was good. And then this one, for instance, I was working away and I just set the camera up and just talked into the camera to say, this is what I've been up to and so on. But I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And what I will not do is, what is it when people put YouTube videos up and they clickbait? That annoys the fucking shit out of me.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with you.
Look at my hat.
I'm going to disagree with you.
No, no. We talked about this before. I understand that it gets the attention. I understand that, but it irritates the hell out of me.
You know what? Actually,
I would like to go back to more honest truth.
It sucks, man, because what you are doing is so difficult, and so many people could get educated off of what you have learned. But if you snapshotted that right there, I mean, it's not exciting. You almost have to show a little bit of leg, just to give people, And we now are TikTok brains. We can't even. Okay. So I fully enjoy this. I fully enjoy this podcast. In the next podcast, actually, what do you want to talk about the next podcast? Because I got notes here. I'm gonna go over my notes. Zahir first track day, red flag, which at Duffus, talk about Croft. And I already talked about that. 2007 CBR 600 S2R for the Pakistani dude with the battery, and then the Olins.
Oh, do you want to do that in the next one then?
Maybe. But you know what? We're gonna sign off.
Okay.
I hope everybody appreciates this podcast.
This is a test run.
This is the test run, but you know what? No, it's not.
No, it's not anymore.
No, it's not. Like, this is for reals.
All right, cool. We'll get on to the next one.